Hi everyone, we're doing another video today, and I bought a new truck fridge for my my van, and you probably have a bunch of questions that you would like answered about that. Why am I buying a new fridge? What kind of fridge am I buying? How does it work? And specifically why this brand and this model. So I hope to answer all those questions for you, and this will be a setting it up types video, and then we'll go on from there, and I'll actually put it in the van and I'll cut some insulation for it and so on. So it'll be kind of a couple steps here. The why is very simple. I can't afford to buy ice. If you travel in the back country and you're 10 miles or 20 miles from the nearest ice store and you have to drive into town to get ice, that's expensive. And in the back country, ice is $3, $4, $5 a bag. I mean, I've literally paid $4 a bag for ice. And so that's too expensive. I can't afford that. I either have to do without refrigeration, or I have to have it for free that I can run from the solar and it doesn't cost me anything. This is my third fridge that I've owned. I owned a Dometic CF 25 quart. Very good fridge. I owned it for 4 years and for almost 5, and it failed on me. So I no longer, it's broken. I now also own a Winter 65 quart 12 volt compressor fridge. These are always 12 volt compressor fridges we're talking about. They run off a cigarette lighter plug, we'll see here in a minute, and then it goes into my solar, and my solar charges it, runs it, and I have never had a problem keeping my fridge running off of solar. I recommend 200 watts, but you can get away with 100. It'll be tight. I have quite a bit more, but 100 watts will do. At maybe you get a string of bad weather and you might have a problem, but 200 watts should do you if you're at least a bit careful. So the why is it saves me so much time and money. In the long run, it will pay for itself. This is a 55 quart truck fridge. I paid $550 and $45 shipping, so I have $595, $600 invested in this fridge, and it will pay for itself in a year on ice, damaged food from swimming around in ice. There's no doubt in a year this thing will pay it for itself if I'm using ice, and I do. I want refrigeration. Maybe you don't, and I understand that a lot of people don't, but I do. I want refrigeration, so this is the best choice for that. I have a 65 quart Winter Chinese with a Chinese compressor. It's been very good. I've had it for like 2.5 years. I'm very pleased with it, but it's so big it won't fit in the van. In the summer, I take the van and leave the trailer. I live in a 6x10 cargo trailer, and in the summer I take the van and leave the trailer in storage, and so I need a fridge to go with me in the summer. I'm very good chance I'll sell the trailer and just need a fridge for it, and when I sell the trailer I'll sell the solar that's on it and the fridge with it, and so I'll need this one that will smaller, that will fit in the van. The van's so small it can't have a really big fridge. So why did I choose a truck fridge? You've probably never heard a Truck Fridge brand name. They make, it's like the name sounds, they make fridges for trucks. Sleeper cabs and trucks. They make built-in ones. That's primarily what they make, that go inside a built-in truck fridge in a sleeper cab on a big, semi-tractor, tractor trailer. And they're pretty well known for that. They have a good reputation. So why did I choose this fridge? The first reason is it uses a Danfoss compressor. Danfoss is an American-made compressor. It has one of the best reputations of any 12-volt compressor fridge out on the market. I wanted a Danfoss compressor because it's simply a better fridge. The second reason I wanted this one, and now a lot of the Chinese fridges are good, but you never know how long they're going to last or how long they're going to break, and so I just really like the idea of a Danfoss. The second reason I bought a truck fridge was because of the dimensions. It had to fit in a certain small place, so when we go inside the van, and I put it in the van, I'll show that to you, it could only fit right there in my entire build. And so it had to fit in there, and this does. As they get bigger, they make 3 models of the portable. This is a portable. It's a 31, 41, 51. This is actually a 55 quart fridge, but it's model 51. And what they do is the outside dimensions don't get bigger. Width, the size, the length and the width don't get bigger, they get taller. So the 31 is, we'll look at the measurements later, I don't know what they are off the top of my head, that is one size, outside dimensions. The 41 is 3 inches taller, And the 55 quart, is another 3 inches taller, 6 inches total. So it grows up. And I have vertical space. I don't have a round space. It's got to fit in one specific area. So those were the two reasons. It had the Danfoss compressor. It would fit in exactly the place I have for it by going taller, giving more room, but not taking up more space in floor space. I only have a certain amount of floor space. Finally, the main reason, this was the reason that sold me. Those were other good reasons, but they're not so compelling I couldn't buy something else. It was local. If one of these things fails, you're shipping it back. I'm not saving this box. I don't have room to carry this huge box around. So if it fails on me under warranty, let's say, I have to ship it back to the manufacturer. I'm not finding somebody local to fix it. I'm paying shipping at least one way, maybe both. And what if they're in China? What if I have to ship it to China? The winter is in LA. Wherever I am, I'd have to ship it to LA, and I'm assuming that they would try and fix it, and if they couldn't, so they'd send me a new one. It's only a 1-year warranty. But this is from Tucson, Arizona. There's two. Truckfridge has two bases. One is, I believe, in New Jersey. It's back east and is central to the northeast corridor. The other is just outside of Tucson, Arizona. And I'm always in the winter, I'm always close to Tucson. Worst comes to worst, I could drive to there, say, here's the fridge, it's broken, help me fix it. I don't have to ship it. That's the primary reason I bought this. There's a local branch office. I can go talk to the owner, I can go talk to the manufacturer, I can go talk to the tech and say, what's going on with my fridge? I can call them. And a human being will answer the phone who knows something about his fridge, not a big corporation, and certainly he won't be speaking Chinese. So those were the three reasons I bought it. And for me, they're compelling. The price was good at $5.50 for a 55 quart. That's a good price. The Danfoss compressor. I wanted Danfoss for its reputation. It's a very good fridge. And finally, it was local. I can go to someone, I can call someone and get help. I have a friend who bought a Dometic. Dometic is a very good fridge, uses a Danfoss compressor. It failed about 1.5 years in after the warranty, went out, expired. He cannot get hold of anybody to help him with that crazy Dometic. Dometic is a big manufacturer of fridges for RVs, and you won't have any problem getting service on a fridge that goes in an RV. There's dozens, hundreds of places that will service that. But he couldn't find anyone that would help him with his portable unit. These are portable units. And so he still hasn't gotten it fixed. He simply gave up and bought a new fridge. And so I like being able to talk to a human being in English, an American, locally, within hours of where I spend most of my time, Quartzsite. I spend most of my time in Quartzsite, Arizona. And from there to where this came from is probably just a few hours. I mean, I could be there in half a day easy, comfortably. It took a day, it took 2 days from when I ordered it to have this in my hand because it was so close. It's just right down the road. It came up by FedEx. Okay, so let's unveil it. That's why I'm buying a Truckfridge 55 quart fridge. I paid $5.50. It's a 12 volt Danfoss compressor. I'm sold on it, and we'll see how it works out in the long run. I'll keep you updated with videos on how it performs. Let's get it unloaded and have a look at it. And it's pretty well packed. So there it is. This is pretty standard, the configuration of almost all of them. So I'm impressed with this. An actual good gasket and a nice seal. I believe that's going to be a big improvement over my Dometic. That's nice. Good dimensions. I like the height that it went up instead of out. That was why I bought it. And it comes with the cigarette lighter plug. Just a 12 volt cigarette lighter plug. And this will easily run off of my solar. I have plenty of solar for this. And a 110 plug. One of the most important things about these compressor fridges is right here. These vents, the compressor is down here. It blows air across and out, and you must never ever block these. It needs very good ventilation. If the compressor gets hot, the compressor burns up. That comes out. That would actually be kind of handy to have the two sides. Most of them are intended so that this comes out easily, but that one didn't come out easily. I'd have to work on that. And here, I don't know how well you can see this, is pretty dark. This area, below this, at the bottom down there, is the compressor. The compressor is actually inside the box, so this will not stay real cold. And foods that you want to stay cool but not cold, I'll put in here. That's always been the way I've done it. You can turn these down to 0. These are fridge freezers, and I can turn it down to 0, and it will freeze things right down to 0. They draw about between 3 and 5 amps, depends on the model and how hard it's working. But because they're so well insulated, and I'll add extra insulation, they will only come on 3 or 4 hours a day. But there it is, 55 quart truck fridge. I paid $550 and 45 shipping. I paid $600 at my front door, and we'll look at it as we get inside. Okay, so I've set the fridge inside my van where it will live in the van, and I'm going to show you how I've got it set up and how I'm going to cut the styrofoam for it to fit around it. I want the kitchen, the entire kitchen, to fit in front of this shelf unit, and that's what this is designed for. The fridge is designed to go right there. I've decided I will not put any insulation up around the front because I don't want to take any risk of getting the compressor hot. I think it's very important to add extra insulation. If it's 89, 90 degrees and your van is at 95, 100 inside, the more insulation, the less your compressor has to work, the less juice you have to draw. So this is a very simple job. You get a tape measure, you measure out 18.5 inches, put a mark, magic marker, put your mark. I carry a square, and then just a cheap knife. You kind of score it. So I'll just do a score. You just score it, you go through it. I'm just putting the pressure down. Probably could pop it right now and it just come right off. But I'm going through this time, I can feel it. No resistance. And it's off. Okay, so the job is done. I went ahead and assembled the box. It was kind of a fight. It's held together with bungee cords, you'll see. And wrapping the bungee cords around are kind of a fight and a wrestle. And rather than look as silly as I did, and I did look pretty silly fighting with the thing, I just finished the job, and now you'll come in and take a look at the finished job. So, I got the 3 sides and the bottom. It's become a box. You can see the seam is actually pretty tight here. I've got plenty of ventilation. I've just turned it on for the very first time. It's at 63 right now. That's the inside temperature. If I want to change it, I press this button. It starts flashing. I've got it set to go to 36. Now it's set to go to 34, 36, 37, 36, 34, and I find 34 to be about right. Most of these compressors, then it's done. It'll flash until it resets itself, and now it's done. Most of these compressor fridges I found will get a little too hot and a little too cold. So if you set it at 34, it will go up to 36, 37, it'll kick on, and it'll go down to 32. And so it has a range. This is a Backpacker's closed cell foam pad. And it also has this very heavy aluminum foil on the outside. I've cut the bottom out. It will go in just like this. If the sun ever shines through the side door, and I work really hard to never let sun shine in through it, but it will sometime, and so that will give it this will give it extra insulation on this side and reflectivity. It will keep some of that down. I have more left, and I will probably cut this to fit on the top of the fridge and glue it on. Okay, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.